I feel good, I'ma party like my birthday. I look good even when I'm on my worst day. It's full speed ahead, ain't got no brakes. Thank God for all the blessings, let the church say. I'm on my best behavior like a first date. I'ma dress up like I'm trying to get to first base. Mr. Optimistic off a heartbreak. Look out, I'm about to make the earthquake. If you don't got it, then you ain't gonna get it. Try and walk a mile in my shoes. I can tell you all about it, no need in being modest. I'm living like there's nothing to lose. If you don't got it, then you ain't gonna get it. Try and walk a mile in my shoes. I can tell you all about it, no need in being modest. I'm living like there's nothing to lose. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. Love's all around me, I know I'ma be okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. And I know I'll be okay. It's just one of them days. It's just one of them days. It's just one of them days. Just one of them days. It's just one of them days. Come on. It ain't nothing that I can't do. I just keep on moving forward like a tank do. I don't focus on the things that I can't do. We don't operate the same, cause I ain't you. Keep on moving, change the channel. It ain't hard as you make it seem. I'm good with losing and I learn to handle anything life throw at me. If you don't got it, then you ain't gonna get it. Try and walk a mile in my shoes. I can tell you all about it, no need in being modest. I'm living like there's nothing to lose. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. Love's all around me, I know I'ma be okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. And I know I'll be okay. It's just one of them days. It's just one of them days. It's just one of them days. Just one of them days. It's just one of them. See, I'ma have a good day. I'ma have a great day. Come on, let's have a good day. We gonna have a great day. See, I'ma have a good day. I'ma have a great day. We gonna have a good day. Come on, let's have a great day. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. Love's all around me, I know I'ma be okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good and fine, it's just another day. And I know I'll be okay. It's just one of them days. Just one look from you and that'll about do it. Just one kiss from you and I'll about lose it. Just one touch from you and that'll about do it. The way that I feel for you, it sure get confusing. Cause you shoot me to the stars, you send me too far. Come back to earth, come back to earth. All my friends saying, come down to earth. Don't get stuck up on Mars, come down to earth. She gonna push you too far, come down to earth. I know that leaving is hard, come down to earth. Come down to earth. Is pretty good, you should see it. I feel so at home that I don't wanna leave it. If it glitters, then it's gold. Everybody don't believe it, but I do. I do. Cause you shoot me to the stars, you send me too far. Come back to earth, back to earth. All my friends saying, come down to earth. Don't get stuck up on Mars, come down to earth. She gonna push you too far, come down to earth. I know that leaving is hard. Come down to earth. Come down to earth. say, ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh, you got me right now. Ooh yeah, you got me. Ooh yeah, you got me. Come down to earth. Doom, doom, da da 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 doom. I've been in California trying to make a little money. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm working every moment I can get it. Ain't no frontin' round here, round here, round here. I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. Come on. Wanna get it like I'm Warren Buffett with that Billy, man. Start a little business, grow it up and get 100 chain. Keep a couple people who ain't strangers to the hustle game. You don't want a loner, ever have to get it from it, man.
Hello, check, check, 1 2 1 2. How you guys doing? Dude, it's been quite an eventful week. Not only for me personally, well, I guess it's not been eventful. I've just been laying in bed. I started the week off with food poisoning, and then around Thursday, I got better. But the food poisoning kind of knocked me out of my groove. So when I came back and sat down at the computer for like the first time that week, I just didn't feel quite back to normal in terms of like mentally, just because of how bad that hit me. So in terms of getting back to streaming and stuff, I kind of just took a week off. We've been pretty, consistent over the past month and a half. I missed a couple here and there, but for the most part, we were streaming pretty much every single day. And at some point, that takes a toll on someone like me. I'm an introvert. All right, streaming was never the main plan, but I love it. I love the experience of seeing people come together, especially in a world like this where basically at the end of the day we're all competing against each other. So I am in a short on Ethereum, and I'll go through those reasons. And I know you guys are probably like, what the are you talking about? We are pumping to the moon. Yes, we are. And it was kind of always in the plans. Now, unfortunately, I did not get to capitalize on this. I really didn't. I was so sick in bed. I didn't even really look at the charts. I was, looking for small positions here and there that I could take off my phone. I would send them in chat. But for the most part, none of them really worked out. So when it comes to Ethereum, let's go ahead and switch over to the live screen real quick. Let me get back to this, and this. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it. Live screen. Hello, how you doing? It's me, it's little Kitey boy. How you guys doing? Let's go ahead and say hello to you guys. John E, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing pretty good today. I woke up late, got a late start, but I really did not want to miss this live stream. So even though we're starting late today, I wanted to make sure that I was on. I woke up, I jumped in the shower right away. Haven't even got to eat anything today, but we'll get to that later. And then we hopped on live stream. I'm a little bit late as well, just because I got on the phone with my dad, but he takes priority. I'm sorry, guys. It's my dad. I got it. So a couple reasons why we're sitting in a short. Let's start out with the Big Papa and why that matters most to me. Let's see. Ryan, hello, Kyle. Let's get some wizardry lines on ETH. See what she's doing. We're pretty close to the macro target. Now, unfortunately, I would have loved for Bitcoin to also be in a similar situation. And who's to say that it won't be? Like I said, with Elliott Wave, I kind of have to go with what I see. But I will maybe take some hedge long positions on Bitcoin, maybe at this local low or this one right here, just in case ETH is kind of going to go a lot crazier than we thought it was. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, I don't think so, just because we're approaching that 1.618 target that we've been talking about for months now, that $3,100 to $3,500 range. We're there. Is this the top of the market? It's the fifth wave count. It's the projection we've had the entire time. So, although the pump has been crazy, there is a potential that we will see downside. And we've been talking about how on Bitcoin, let me scroll down a little bit in chat, see what you guys are doing. I'm interested in learning what positions you're shorting from. Of course, we'll get to ETH in just a moment. But when it comes to BTC, BTC has worked out substantially different than it did on Ethereum. We were projecting this to become a 1, 2, 3, and then a 4 and a 5. But unfortunately, we have broken that uptrend. We have broken the macro uptrend. There is no doubt about it when it comes to BTC. So right now, it could have been exactly what that chart I showed you guys probably like last week or the week before that, where we have that sigh of relief that everything's going to return back to normalcy in terms of massive pumps to the upside. Now, we did see that on Ethereum, but Ethereum did not break its uptrend. It still had hope. This one has broken its uptrend. And right now, as long as we are sitting around this $57,500 region and below it, we are currently in a state of confirmed hidden divergence. As well as that, on this single trend line, we do have what could be presumed to be a 5-wave count. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, it's not exactly what we're used to seeing when it comes to 5-wave counts, but it's there. If we are putting in higher highs while breaking trends, those are considered separate waves. So as long as we are below wave 3, that is a confirmed reversal on this particular trend and possible continuation of a larger downtrend. I said before that I am not quite certain that this is the end of the bull run for the multiple, next 3-4 years. It could be, but I do believe this to be an intersection point, kind of like what we had in 2013, where we had a parabolic pump, we had pretty sizable downside, happened fast, happened quick, then we got a nice bounce and went into another parabolic up run to finally finish and get to the stock to flow of what it should be. That's what I'm hoping to see over the next couple of months, maybe the next year, who knows. But like I said, I'm not quite convinced just yet. I do want to go ahead and try to take hedge long positions at these local lows and see if it works out. Because at the moment, I am not in a short on BTC. I'm just playing my cards slowly, seeing what happens. I'm in a short position on Ethereum as we approach that 1.618 target. So the confirmed bearish continuation divergence that can be found right here. All right, we can see that we are getting higher highs on the RSI from that point. And we are currently at a lower price point. We have put in a higher high, so a lot of people would go that invalidates it. But as long as we are sitting below that line with currently a higher RSI, that to me is confirmed. So let's go ahead and move over to ETH, since that's the one that I'm actually sitting in. We were talking about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure for quite a while. Now, the macro side of things, which is where this all got started, where I got these projections from, we had a 1, 2 right here. And that gave us a projected target of about 1920 to 1950. And we got about $100 above that target. But nonetheless, we hit that target pretty much dead on. We came down into a 4. Like I told you guys, as long as we were above that $14.50 level, I was going to be long. So right here, we hit that 4. That gave us a projected target of 3,100. Go ahead and mark that out right here. So the 1.618 for the macros is at 3,100. We're currently above that. We've seen many, many times where we can come above it slightly, but then right after that, we might see that downfall. And here's the thing, guys. When you have these parabolic pumps and you're sitting at these tops, mathematically, a lot of the times there is no warning. There is no, confirmed, like you're going to see some sort of major trend shift that gives you the ideal. Because if it was that easy, everybody would dump at the correct time. But when it comes to these types of pushes to the upside, we reach those targets, and soon after, it is pretty much a free fall. So if you're waiting for some sort of magical sensor that's going to tell you that right now is the correct time to get out, you're going to miss it. My best advice is, if you guys are not convinced that this is the place to go ahead and go short, please take at least some profits. It's not financial advice. It's just someone being friendly, because this is the moment where people make the mistake of not only FOMO of jumping into the market, but FOMO of not getting out of the market. We have seen such substantial gains in this market over the past year. And if you were fortunate enough to be in towards the $500 to even $1,000 level, you have seen enough profit to pretty much say, okay, now's the time. Let's not get greedy. So that's the best thing I can hope for. But if you guys are willing to short, let's go ahead and talk about some of these smaller time frames. Right now, we had a 1, 2, we had a 3, a 4 pullback. And this was actually the first time in a very, very long time that we've actually seen an ABC flat on anything. BTC has not seen an ABC flat correction. ETH has not seen an ABC flat correction. And we even talked about the possibility, because when we were talking about this, I talked about how we might have put in a higher high right here. And that could be a very bad thing. But at the same time, if you go out and you look at the averages actually put in a double top. So the odds of this going into an ABC flat correction actually increased. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to get a long off of Ethereum. We got a long off of BTC down towards the bottom. We took profits around, I think, 55,000, made about $600, but that was the extent of it. Unfortunately, I didn't make what I was hoping to make off of this. But if we can land these shorts, my account's going to be where I thought it was going to be by now. So when it comes to the projections for this fifth wave target off of this medium time frame subset wave, we have a projected target of about 3,494. So with the macro sitting at 3,100 and the medium sitting at 3,500, we can kind of build a range where we don't know exactly which one is going to be the correct target, or if we're just going to get past that medium time frame target and still come down. But at the moment, as long as we're kind of in this teal region between the macro target and the medium target, I have to be cautious. I can't simply just go long. Those chances are long gone. Now, we still have a chance to maybe take some on BTC, but at the moment, for Ethereum, there's just no possible way for me to go long. Right now, and you can see we've taken quite a substantial loss over the last couple of days, just the last day alone, because I was shorting a couple of these tops and they were getting into some heavy profit. And I was just taking those hedge positions because at the moment, these small losses I'm taking right now are not going to affect the account in the long term. Because for me, as we approach that target, if I can land the short, this, pretty sizable loss, $1,000 is not a small loss. This is going to start looking a lot better as we get into profit. So at the moment, the reason why I am short is not only because of the macros, but when you have these parabolic pumps to the upside, the divergences are not going to be created off of the 15, 30 minute. They're usually going to be created off of the very, very small time frames. So that's why I'm trying to make sure that I catch any position I can in this region. So I'm using the 1 minute chart, right? And as we were getting these higher highs over here after completing this uptrend, we kept seeing lower highs on the RSI. Go ahead and delete this teal region, make it a little bit easier to see. Right here we have higher high, higher high, higher high. And we can go ahead and create some horizontal points off of that. And then let's go ahead and check out the RSI. And you can see right here, lower highs on the RSI. All right, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm sitting in the short at the moment. Now, we could still go on one more run. I'm absolutely fine with that. Like I said, I'm just trying to be cautious. As long as we are kind of sitting in this teal region that I just highlighted, anytime anytime there is a bearish reversal divergence, even on these smaller time frames. Now, fortunately, using the 125 RSI, it kind of gives us an advantage in terms of, even though we're looking at the 1 minute chart, it's almost like looking at the 15-minute to 30-minute if you had the 14. So we have that as the kind of backup plan in terms of we're not going too crazy when we go down these smaller time frames, but it's just enough to go ahead and hopefully get us that position that we need. Let's go ahead and check out EOS. EOS, I've been taking some profit on it. Like I said, I'm leaving some in there just in case we do happen to go on another run. But, you know, we've made a substantial amount. We hopped in at $3.70, no, $3.50. And I cashed out some when we pushed into the $8 region. Not, you know, 50% or anything like that, but just enough to take some profits and call it a day. And then as we had this pullback, some divergences formed and confirmed, I took some more profits. So let's go ahead and talk about some possible reversals for that. Let's go down to the 15-minute, or up to the 15-minute. All right, so we have uptrend, downtrend, local low. Uptrend, downtrend, local low. So possibly if we do see a pullback down to $6.61, 56 cents, or 48 cents, we should be seeing some sort of bounce there or a retest, unless this is the top of the market. Like I said, when I say stuff like that, I'm not meaning to get you to sell your entire positions. I'm just trying to make sure you guys are being cautious about this and looking at the bright side, even if you guys sell. There is a lot of profit that we've made. And now as we approach these higher targets, you got to start unloading a little bit, just a little bit. Let's talk about ADA. Talked about ADA the other day. Like I said, when it comes to ADA, until we officially break that $1.47 region, you can't really be bullish on it. But I mean, you could consider this maybe like a symmetrical flag, maybe a bullish symmetrical flag. But as long as we're above the 97-cent macro local low, we should be good to go. But usually in a retesting market, what I like to do is when these types of ranges form, I simply sell the top, buy the bottom, sell the top, buy the bottom. And you might be able to get a good couple trades like that. So, you know, say right here, once this top and bottom was created, you can go ahead and take a short here, long here, short here, long here, and then short right here. Let's go ahead. I want to take a look more at the macros. So the daily MACD is coming up for a retest, but whether or not we get a rejection off of it, that's the question. But if we do happen to cross back to the upside, that could be the momentum that we need in order to break that resistance and maybe see that $2, $2.40 target that we've been talking about over the past couple of months. LTC definitely got its bounce that we were hoping for. We talked about this just a couple days ago when we were talking about how if we are below the $247 mark, that is considered an active bearish divergence. So now that we're back above it, that does give us a little bit of hope, especially with that daily MACD trying to get across back up to the upside. And we are still holding the uptrend on LTC. So, you know, we've been talking about how BTC has broken its uptrend, looking for a retest to confirm further downside. That's giving a lot of these other altcoins that are still sitting in uptrends a chance to go put in a higher high before this all comes crashing down. So if that is the case, we can see we have a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4. Now the 4 pushed back a little bit farther than it should have, but we're on our way, and that's what we hope to see. Now, we're actually looking at this a little bit wrong. I want to talk about this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for a 5. If LTC continues to remain not only above $247, but most importantly above $230, technically our target is going to be about 519, which is good to see. Dogecoin going on a little bit of pump. Let's see if it can go ahead and break this 44-cent target, then I can't really call any accurate levels that this should push to. This coin just has a different way of flowing. Like I said, not the biggest supporter of holding Dogecoin, but if you were able to pick up off of this local low, then right now would be the time to take some profits just in case we do happen to get a double top or just a slightly higher high and then come back down. But if you're holding Dogecoin, there is a good chance that we break this resistance and see a nice little pump come off of that. Kite, why don't you take the wave one from 910 to 240? Let's see. Are you talking about this entire thing being a wave one? I get why you would say that, but the only problem is, now, that is a legitimate thing, but I wouldn't say that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. I definitely don't think so. I don't think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, all the way up to, $5,000 to $7,000. If anything, what this looks like to me is definitely going to be a ABC for a final wave push, because on the macros, we are in wave 5 on the daily chart, all the way from the back of the bottom when we hit coronavirus. But I see what you're talking about right here. And that is another cause for concern when it comes to this upper level that we're sitting in at the current moment. As we approach 3,500, and as long as we are kind of in that teal region between 3,100 and 3,500, now's the time to take profits, in my opinion. All right, because this seems to be the final push. If we go ahead and take some trend lines off of this, we can see as we're approaching this trend line, that's the danger zone. Right, we have this uptrend, which has been holding us up for the past couple of weeks. But as far as the uptrend right here, this uptrend was broken. This uptrend was retested. That created a point of convergence where we can go ahead and draw this trend line right here. And as we come up and touch this, that is the danger zone, the final retest. Because if we zoom out to the daily chart here, you can see definitive breaks of uptrends. You can see right here we have an uptrend, breaks into a downtrend, uptrend, breaks into a downtrend, and an uptrend. So at the current moment, I am very, very bearish on Ethereum. Not in terms of I hate Ethereum and the technology behind it. Of course not, but I'm playing the market. All right. And especially when you have the daily MACD. All right. It's one thing to have a bearish divergence off of the same trend. But when you have that trend get separated, you can see right here we have a downtrend into an uptrend. That is going to create the type of bearish divergence that is the ones that are actually going to end a bull market. Okay, so we have to be cautious as we approach these local highs, not only on the RSI, but the Elliott wave targets just on the actual price action. We just have to be careful. That's all. I'm not currently in a BTC trade at the moment. Like I said, if anything, I'm probably going to be using BTC as maybe a hedge position. I'm looking for us to either get back down to the $56,276 region, or if we can go ahead and get back above 57,250, I might go ahead and take a long position off of that local low once we go ahead and break back above that resistance. How long will it fall? If we do happen to hit the top of the market here, there's a couple different points that I want to talk about. We can go ahead and talk about the actual local lows set in place by the bull market, and those definitively being, first off, we have the major ones. We would definitely want to go back down and at least test around 1,300. Maybe even go back down and test 300, which would kind of suck, but it would be awesome for shorts and definitely funding. But if we are just going to go ahead and test some short-term time frame targets before seeing any more continuation, it's going to be one of these two right here. Either, let me go ahead and highlight those with a marker. We have 1972, 1980. We have 1540 to 1550. And obviously that macro at 1300. Now, in terms of this wave set right here, if we do happen to reach a top around like 3,500, 3,450, technically, the 0.382 is what we would want to retest if we do want to see any more continuation. And that is going to be along the level of that 1980 to possibly 1554 mark. Now, if we're going to see a full retest of the complete wave 5 after reaching 3,500, all right, that's going to put us in a position to go back down and retest the 0.382 or the 0.618. 0.618 is correlated to the $900 local low, and then the 0.382 is correlated to the $311 local low. XRP at the current moment, all right, I would probably be looking for an ABC flat correction if you want to be the absolute most bullish you can be on it. At the moment, we're still holding a 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. So as long as we are above this last local high of 78 cents, our technical target is going to be around the range of about $5.51. That would be our fifth wave target. Okay, potential for EW supercycle on Ethereum. I would love to say that's the case, but you can't predict stuff like that, unfortunately. Like I said, is it a possibility? Absolutely. Could ETH be pumping to these levels prematurely? And that means that once Bitcoin goes and takes off to 100K, we're going to see $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on Ethereum. I would love that. But I can't just say that's going to happen. And to say that there's a like a logical statistic or a probability that's going to happen, I can't say that with any certainty. So I'm not going to say it out loud. Go ahead and take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour has been losing momentum on BTC as we've been pumping in this trend right here. So that's one of the only reasons why I'm a little bit bearish at the moment. Because like I said, with BTC breaking its uptrend and this kind of being the retest for the uptrend, while sitting in a state of bearish continuation, although we might be seeing crazy pumps on Ethereum, but all Ethereum is doing is working out its Elliott wave structure. Where BTC, although I would have loved to see it work out in a very similar way, just to have everything nice and neat, when things change, things change. And we've seen just in the 2017 bull run that towards the end of it, BTC and Ethereum go opposite ways for just a little bit. Now, Ethereum in the last bull run kind of went into an ascending triangle for multiple months, actually pretty much almost 120 days to a year, and then had one final push to the upside. So could this be the final push to the upside on Ethereum while BTC is working out its top? Definitely could be it. And just from like a psychological perspective, I just wanted to pay attention to kind of like the retail market as a whole. So keeping up with things like crypto TikTok, although might be cancer, I've just been continuously seeing over the past couple of months the hype just building and building, and seeing people that have absolutely no clue what's going on jumping into this coin and that coin that have no backing whatsoever. And once I start seeing that, and I start seeing these Elliott wave targets for the fifth wave start lining up, I have absolutely no reason whatsoever to believe that we are reaching some sort of peak for the moment. Like I said, I will be taking hedge longs on BTC as we're sitting in this region, as long as we are above this last local low of 550 or 50,500. But I'm just being cautious. You can't fault me for that. I need to order some food. I'm gonna be dying tonight. So this actually might be a good thing because I did want to push my eating window back just so I could eat a little bit later in the day. That way, I feel a little bit better at nighttime. But now I'll be able to eat. If I start eating at 6, that means I can eat until 10 o'clock. And that'll be my window eating from now on. I'm still trying to wake up a little bit. Like I said, I woke up around like 4:30 and I just rushed. I just hopped in the shower and I was like, we gotta get on live stream. Let's go. What's my target for my ETH short? The bottom. This short that I'm taking on Ethereum is with the expectation that this is the top of the market for right now. So I'm looking for maybe a hedge position at 1400 just in case that happens to be a local bottom for quite a while. But in terms of this short position, this is going to be held until we hit one of the two macro points, either being around $900 to $1,300 or even all the way back down to 300. And Ethereum is still starting off its market. And although BTC has never gone back below its all-time high, we might not be seeing the similar situation on Ethereum. So I'm just trying to make sure that this short on Ethereum pays off quite well. My monkey brain tricked me the last few days. What's the name of the book you recommended for it? If you want to learn more about trading psychology, the best book that I've read so far is definitely going to be Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. What if the market continues for another 1 to 2 years? I would say $13,000 on Ethereum, if that is the case. But that's a lot of hopium, guys. That's a lot of hopium. Big things are coming for crypto. Think twice, man. Like I said, I'm being cautious. I'm taking longs on BTC while shorting Ethereum. Like I said, I'm not fully convinced that this bull run's over, but I can't deny the system that I've been using for so long that has seen profit. We are reaching targets for our fifth wave. And to me, that is significant enough to call that top. So, like I said, I'm being cautious. I'm making sure that I'm not just saying to dump everything you guys got. All I'm simply saying is if you were lucky enough to be in the market since those lower price points, right now is not a bad time to go ahead and collect some of that profit just in case either me or you are wrong. You can't go wrong with taking profits. He's doing good. Ever since we got that fence built in the backyard, he's just been able to run around, have a little bit of freedom. It's definitely looking like an inverse head and shoulders. Or are you talking about right here, this little formation? Definitely, that's kind of what I was looking for in the first place. We took our long on BTC. We should have caught the position right here. We put in a lower low with a higher low on the RSI, but we caught our position right here when we crossed back above that local low. Did you ever hear of 1-2 setups on Elliott wave structure that build momentum to make bullish push to the upside afterwards? 1-2 structures that push upwards afterwards. Are you talking about the ABC that I just mentioned on Ethereum? Definitely what could be happening is maybe, just maybe, we're not going to see lower numbers on BTC, but maybe, like you said, it's a whack off distribution. And we might be seeing kind of like the opposite of what we saw on 2017's bull run. Instead of Ethereum going into its distribution period and then having that final pump to the upside before the top of the market, might be reversed this time. We might be seeing an elongated B wave on BTC over the next couple of months for a final C wave push. If that is the case, does that give us a similar target to what we were hoping for? We're looking for like 100K to 110K. So the 1.618 is at 83,000. We might be able to get an extension past that, but I'm not quite certain on that at the moment. $15-minute rising wage. You talking about like right here? Everything moon, no top ever. I would love that. And just a heads up, we're at about 43 minutes now. I think for the next like 2 or 3 live streams, I might keep it about an hour. So what my plan is I just want to keep the live streams short and sweet just to get back into my groove. And then once we kind of hit our stride again, that's when we'll be able to do those 2 to 3 hour live streams once again. Because we had a private live stream, not this Sunday, but last Sunday, before I went on my little hiatus. That was a 7-hour live stream. So, and then we had, I think, like a 4-hour live stream and then a 6-hour live stream on the actual public side of things before that. So we were hitting some crazy live streams. And I love doing those because I just like talking to you guys, even if it's not about technical analysis in general. But those can be quite draining, just sitting there for that long. Best leverage for funding? Like I've told you guys many times before, there's no best leverage. Leverage is not a gambling slider. Leverage is a tool to kind of make sure that the risk that you're taking is accurate every single time. Leverage changes depending on what your stop loss is, what the risk in your portfolio is. That way it's consistent. So that way every single time that you take a trade, you know exactly how much you're going to lose. Otherwise, it's kind of just a iffy thing to do. How's the Captain's Crush coming along? I still just been kind of working on the 100, which I can do pretty easy now. I can just click it like it's bread. I don't know what that meant. Like it's bread. Let's see. Is this the 200? All right, let's see if we can do a 200. I haven't warmed up today. Now, these aren't the Captain's of Crush. Almost touching. I think I just got to loosen it up. But I haven't been hitting it too hard because when I was in a Captain's of Crush the first time and I got up to, I think, like a 220 pounder, that put a lot of stress on my wrist. I remember one time I literally tweaked my tendon so hard that my wrist, like my entire forearm was purple for like 3 days. I don't want to do that again. Kite, do you think funding is more lucrative than yield farming? Yes and no. So yield farming is really good in bull markets, but if we are going to be transitioning into either a mini bear market for a couple months and then have another pump, or just kind of a longer term bear market, whichever one it decides to be, then that to me, the funding is going to pay off more, because yield farming, the coins that you're accumulating are probably going to be dumping significantly. And the yield farming that pays off the most is obviously going to be off of like Pancake Swap, where you're getting 500% yields. But those are altcoins that, if we do see some sort of bear market, are going to dump and dump hard. So the coins that you're accumulating are pretty much going to be worthless. Now, if you want to say, I'm still willing to yield farm all of that time, and then hopefully those coins come back even stronger in the next bull market, of course, that's going to be a better plan. And that's kind of the same exact plan I have for funding. You sit in a funding trade for a couple months, maybe a year or two. Now, not every single moment of every single day is funding going to be in your favor. Definitely not in the beginning, because people are going to be macro short. But once we kind of start pivoting, definitely the bull is going to come back, but you're still going to be receiving funding regardless of not if your trade is losing value. Important thing is you don't get stopped out. And if you do get a short from the top of the market, if you're fortunate enough, then at that very moment, it's going to be quite a significant period of time before you do get stopped out. So you're going to be accumulating, and those coins that you accumulate, if you do it on inverse perpetual, are going to be worth substantially more by the time you do get stopped out. So that's kind of the main plan with funding. It's not necessarily to make the most amount of profit off the jump. It's more about making sure that you can go ahead and make gradual profit into the next bull run. And I think one of the reasons why this crypto market has been going absolutely parabolic is, one, is very dangerous. All right. A lot of this value, although I believe in crypto and I think it has the most value over the dollar, unfortunately, with this inflation that's coming from the stimulus checks and all of the spending that we've been doing, I've been checking out more of the US financial market, like the NASDAQ and the Dow. Those have also been going parabolic while approaching macro fifth wave or third wave targets. Dangerous times to be sitting in this area, in my opinion. But nonetheless, we'll get through it. What am I trading? Right now, I'm currently in a position on Ethereum. Like I said, it's not in hopes that this one's going to be the one that pays off. But as we approach the target for the top of the fifth wave, I have to be steadfast and hold true to my system. Right now, top of the fifth wave target for this wave set is 3,460. Do I think we could get a little bit above that? Of course I do. But I'm still going to be looking for a short position anywhere in this region. I'm going to be looking for short all the way around here. I still don't understand how you figure out your short take profit. Well, it's simple as this. All right. When you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure, and that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure completes. So let's say we do hit the top of the market around 3,500. You take the top and bottom of the entire structure and you would target the 0.382. So that's kind of how I'm coming to the conclusion of, okay, if the 0.382 is our target, we have to base this off of real price action. We have a local low at 1930 and a local low around the 2040 area. That would be the first target for a pullback if we do want to see any more continuation to the upside. But if this is a full ABC structure or the top of the fifth wave for the entire market, which it is, then we could be seeing those lower numbers such as 1300, 900, which are correlated to macro local lows. You can see this is where we had our first major trend break right here. That was $900. We had our second major trend break right here at $1,300. Those are the closest significant supports that we would want to retest. Like I said, we could always go ahead and get a bounce at 1930 or 2040. But if we do happen to break through these, that's when we have to start targeting those lower numbers, such as maybe 480 to the lower 300s. All right, you can ask it once. This is carbon-based life forms on Spotify. All right, we're just gonna time you out real quick. You can use either or. I use Bybit personally. That's just what I've always been using. But you can leverage trade on Binance. I'm not quite sure the details of how all that works on Binance. I think there's some restrictions when it comes to how much leverage you can use. And as well as that, it might open up some doors that might not be beneficial. We did get stopped out on Ethereum. Like I said, I'm going to be looking for any positions I can get myself into in this region. So if we can go ahead and get a higher high than 3,340, create a bearish reversal divergence off of that, I'll go ahead and jump back into a short around that region. But let's see. If we can get back above this local low, I'm going to go ahead and take a long position there. But like I was saying, if you're leverage trading on Binance, that might open some doors that are hard to close. Leverage trading is a dangerous game. There can be a lot of money made. There can be a lot of money lost if you're not doing it correctly. So if you're leverage trading on Bybit, the coins that you're able to leverage trade to some extent, definitely BTC and Ethereum, are the safest. They have the most volume. Therefore, their supports and resistances will be respected more often. Now, EOS does decent at times, but, it still has its faults because it is an altcoin. But on Binance, I'm pretty sure you can trade or leverage trade every single coin almost. So if you open yourself up to that door of leverage trading low cap altcoins, if you're going to do it, you have to use substantially low risk. Otherwise, you can get burnt very easy. We're going to be logging off in about 5 minutes. Like I said, I just want to go ahead and keep the live stream short and sweet for like a couple days. That way it can kind of help me ease myself back into the rhythm. That way I can stay consistent for you guys. I'll be posting up on Telegram a lot more often now, just because I've been sick. But like I said, I have to stay true to what I believe in at the moment. With us reaching these 5th wave targets, there's absolutely no reason in the world for me to not respect them. All right, so anytime we have a higher high with a lower high on RSI, and we come back down below that lower high, I have to take that position. And I know it sucks. It definitely does suck, because I thought this was going to be a much more, how do I say it, picture perfect structure towards the upside, not just a parabolic push. But that's what we got, so we learned to work with it. But fortunate enough, our account is sitting at 7K, which, you know, is kind of a sucky situation. We were at 9K, 9.5K a couple days ago. But if we can go ahead and hit a nice short, we'll be back to where we were. All right, so we put in that higher high. I'm going to go ahead and wait a couple minutes. Let's see. So we got that double bottom off of this. What about elongate? I love that name. Sounds like a long gate. I don't pay much attention to coins like that. Can it reach 3,700? Absolutely it can. Like I said, the 1.618 target is the area I'm looking to short. But to deny the fact that it's just going to hit that and absolutely drop to the downside right then and there, it does sometimes. We've seen it do it many, many times. But we've also had times like this where we have a 1-2 setup. We have a target at, such and such level, but we get slightly above it and still come back down. So we could have a similar situation like we did right here where, the target might have been this, but we come slightly above and then we start dumping. So if we can go ahead and get slightly above, we can definitely get to 3,700, no problem. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start signing off. We're at 58 minutes. And then let's see. Let's go ahead and choose a song for the outro today. Maybe some more Earl St. Clair. That's the guy that I played in the beginning of the live stream. If you liked him, definitely go check him out. I'm gonna keep playing this album. We played One of Them Days and Down to Earth. Earth. We'll play Boss, and we'll play Is It Real? And then we'll go ahead and sign off for today. I'll be back on tomorrow, guys. Hopefully at the correct time. I'll be on around 3 p.m. And then we'll get rocking and rolling. Because there is some excitement to be had. Whether or not you're on the long side or if you're waiting for a short like I am. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and log off for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll start saying goodbye now. Let's see. Gnarly, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can short at 5K. I wish I was a little bit more awake for this live stream. But hopefully tomorrow it'll definitely be a lot better. Don't go. No, man, I gotta keep it easy on myself. I'm still not back to 100% after the week I've had, but that's more of just kind of like the groove of things. Staying on schedule definitely helps staying on schedule. But you can't really expect things like that to happen all the time. Definitely staying away from Chipotle now. I've always hated Chipotle just because I didn't like them over, Qdobas and Moe's and stuff. But definitely now, with the situation they put me in the past week, I'm not touching them ever again, even though they changed their queso. All right, guys. Mark Truth, thanks, Kite. Take it easy. You too, buddy. Are you going to post when you're short? Absolutely. Take care, Kite. Thank you for the stream. Bye. Goodbye. Have a good one, Ricky. See you, man. Thanks, Kite. Druther, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Night, night, Kite. Don't let the bad bugs bite. I'll try. Alan, see you, buddy. Lee, thank you. I appreciate it. Blue Wing, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Daniel, see you tomorrow. Absolutely, man. You will. Z-Drad, love you too, buddy. Later, step bro. No. Corbin, see you, bro. Alright, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's go ahead and say the goodbye. Alright. You ready? We haven't done this in a very long time. You guys ready? Goodbye!
I've been in California trying to make a little money. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm working every moment I can get it. Ain't no frontin' round here, round here, round here. I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. Come on. Wanna get it like I'm Warren Buffett with that Billy, man. Start a little business, grow it up and get 100 change. Keep a couple people who ain't stranger to the hustle game. You don't wanna loner ever have to get it from it, man. Securing the bag is the goal, investing it all in the gold. I gotta learn how to be rich, cause I already know how to be broke. I said securing the bag is the goal, investing it all in the gold. I gotta learn how to be rich, cause I already know how to be broke. I've been in California trying to make a little money. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm working every moment I can get it. Ain't no frontin' round here, round here, round here. I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. Come on. Don't say I can't, that would feel in my tank. Big boss, big bank, don't let me get on Shark Tank. 10K is okay, but I need to get paid. I ran out of jump change with no 401k. Started out with nothing, so anything is something. Anything is something when you started out with nothing. I said started out with nothing, so anything is something. Anything is something when you started out with trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. I say I'm trying to be a boss, I say I'm trying to be a boss, trying to be a boss. Come on. Baby, is it real? Or did I make this whole thing up? Is it real? Cause this cannot be my love. Is it real? It seems too good to trust. Please don't feed me lies. me not, she loves me so. I love to watch her leave, but I can't let her go. Just tell me the truth and save me the battle. With every lie you pass me, it gets harder to handle. I've been down that road before, and she's known to put on a show. But the grass ain't green over there, and the heart ain't really something you can share. All I ask is that you don't waste all my time. Baby, is it real?
Is it real?
Or did I make this whole thing up? Is it real?
Is it real?
Cause this cannot be my love. Is it real?
Is it real?
It seems too good to trust. Please don't feed me lies. Baby, please don't waste my time. Tell me, is it real? Baby, is it real? Baby, is it real? Oh, yeah. Please don't feed me lies. Baby, please don't waste my time. You see, you make it harder to leave. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Loving you gets harder every day to achieve. I'm not being messy, I just call what I see, yeah. Chances are slim to none. Every instinct tells me to run. Cause the grass ain't green over there, and the heart ain't really something you can share. All I ask is that you don't waste all my time. Tell me, is it real?
Is it real?
Or did I make this whole thing up? Is it real?
Is it real?
Cause this cannot be my luck. Is it real?
Is it real?
It seems too good to trust. Please don't feed me lies. Baby, please don't waste my time. Tell me, is it real? Oh, yeah. Is it real? It don't feel real. Oh, yeah. Please don't feed me lies. Baby, please don't waste my time. Tell me, is it real? Or did I make this whole thing up? Is it real? Cause this cannot be my love. Is it real? It seems too good to trust. Please don't feed me lies. Baby, please don't waste my time. Tell me, is it real?